Fractal Audio has recently launched the Fractal Audio FM3 modeler, which concentrates the essence of the AXE-FX3 in a powerful photo controller device. This new model includes amp modeling effects in a compact floor unit with 3 switches and much more. Fractal Audio has combined some innovative technology and creativity to offer an easy-to-use machine for home, for the studio, and here with the controller switches for the stage and live application. In addition to a very impressive sound quality amps and cabs modeling collection, the FM3 provides a very good connectivity, including MIDI and USB connectors, USB-A waiting for future application, and USB-B for PC and Mac connection. The USB-B connector is used for audio transport and the FM3 editing software. This software gives you flexibility to manage every settings from your computer. As you can see, the FM3 is a very nice diamond for musicians in an all-in-one compact device. An excellent feature which may be underrated is the MIDI implementation of the FM3. It is true that the 3 switches and the 5 knobs on the FM3 already offer a lot of possibilities to control the device, but these controls might be limited for a quick direct access to the amazing possibilities of this unit. Moreover, accessing to the device settings, playing standing on a stage or in a jam can be tricky if you want to access the FM3 parameters at the floor on the fly. For example, a direct access to presence knob, EQ frequencies, effect settings, or anything else. So, let's try to see what the FM3 can offer with MIDI implementation and if this FM3 controller can match some of its parameters. First, the FM3 provides MIDI connectivity, a widespread interface in the music industry. Second, in the FM3 you can access a specific MIDI page to set a lot of parameters including preset and scene incrementation, tap tempo, tuner, block bypass. But the revolution here is what Fractal Audio calls modifiers. A modifier is simply a software control to change parameters in the FM3. For example, the level of an amp, the level of a reverb, the timing of a delay, the input level, the equalization. The modifiers can be controlled manually or automatically, internally or externally. Here I will use external control, based on the 16 external controllers provided by the FM3. I will first connect the external controller to the FM3, MIDI out of the controller to MIDI in on the FM3. In the MIDI menu, I will now ask the FM3 to learn the control change messages sent by the external controller. So here the knobs, and then the faders. With this, I can now imagine to control a series of settings. I will show 3 examples and you can do the same for the 16 controllers. Example 1. I set the input drive of my amp block to knob 1. Opening the modifier on input drive, I set it to external 1. Proceed like this to avoid any loss of your preset configuration when switching from a preset to another one. Example 2. I set the 5 band EQ on my amp block to external controllers 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13. Example 3. I set the pitch block to virtual capo. Then attach the tube knob to external 5. So, at the end, I have to set the 16 external controllers, proceeding like this. Okay, here the outcome. Knob 1, input gain of the amp. Knob 2, drive. Knob 3, volume of the amp. Knob 4, channel A, B, C, and D. Knob 5, tune. Knob 6, feedback for the delay. Knob 7, delay level. And knob 8, reverb level. I have decided here to use the Mark V 5-band EQ and set fader 9 to the main output level. But this controller offers more. First, the knobs are push buttons that I will use to bypass my effects. Second, the green buttons can be used to send more control change messages. I will decide to attach them to a series of functions that I want to control. The first series will be preset switching. The second series will be scene switching. Then I want to control the looper, recording, playing, undo. And then I want to access to the tuner. Okay, now we have everything done. Let's see the application for direct access to the FM3 from the controller. You can see how useful can be this device to control up to 32 parameters in one go, specifically if the FM3 is on the floor, on stage, at home, rehearsing or jamming with your band, and to adapt your sound to the situation like you would have done on a real amp. Or why not use this device to manage on the fly reamping in a studio? You have probably already understood that this controller does not exist as it is. This controller is in fact the Faderfox UC4, a full programmable device from Faderfox amazing engineers who have designed this very intelligent MIDI controller. In addition to what we've just seen, the UC4 provides up to 8 setups, so you can set different combinations of the buttons and faders saved in a same module, just need to change the cover. And this module is more intelligent since the version 4, after the UC3. The new MIDI connectors come now with the USB MIDI connectivity. Then what about a setup to control your DAW in the studio? What about a setup to control your synthesizer? Then switch back to setup 1, controlling the FM3. To sum up, to me the Faderfox UC4 is a very smart device, perfectly matching the FM3. It shows that FM3 MIDI implementation and modifiers are not secondary features of the Fractal Audio amazing sound device, but a great added value to the modeler. The only limitation I can see at that moment, due to the way of setting PC reset, is the fact that the configuration on a preset will fall back to the default modifiers values if you switch from a preset to another one during your playing. But it can be seen as an advantage too if you don't want to lose your original settings. To me, we are not too far from a full integration between both devices. Fractal Audio and Faderfox may decide one day to team up and develop a specific controller based on the UC4 with a two-way MIDI communication. Finally, note that the UC4 needs power from a computer, a smartphone, a 5V power supply. But on stage you might probably avoid to install your laptop. Then, what about the USB-A connector, which is waiting for an application? Wouldn't it be a good idea if Fractal Audio Systems engineers enable the 5V on the USB-A connector to power up the UC4? I hope this video has been useful. If yes, please subscribe to my very new channel. More to come.